to the Adventure of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Wake up, America! It's time for the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY.com, West Palm Beach's #1 internet radio station. Here's your host, the Pipeman.
We just started calling it Evil Disco.
For 25 years, their music has captivated millions of fans around the world. Now prepare for a journey through the rise, fall, and regeneration of Static X.
To me, Wisconsin Death Trip is that era's The Wall.
1 million people actually went out to the store and bought my CD.
That's who Wayne Static was at that time.
Everything is just like a dream.
They had that vibe. People just wanted to rage and party.
They were so good, it blew me fucking away.
They almost became like the Korn or the Limp Bizkit. We expected none of it.
There was like a turning point.
Feeding them pills, alcohol, threesomes, wild sex orgy parties.
These two were living in this Bonnie and Clyde suicide, drug craze, cinematic romance.
Me and Wayne had a suicide pact.
She's like, Wayne's dead.
This was what she wanted to do.
Honoring the band, honoring the sound.
I felt that it was a tremendous way to celebrate the work.
The band has so much great music and tons of fans all over the world.
Watching these guys come back has been incredible.
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman W4CY Radio, and I'm here with...
Oh, Tony Campos. Most of the time.
Most of the time, right?
Most of the time.
With Static X here at Aftershock.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite Danny Wimmer festivals. How many times have you guys actually played here?
This is my first time here.
Really?
This is Static X's first performance here. So yeah, we're definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool venue, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Beautiful setup, beautiful day. Yeah, it's great.
So what's going on in the Static X world that the listeners need to know about?
Well, we're winding down the year. We just came off of doing a couple of tours in the States with Seven Dust, most awesome bands we've ever toured with. And after this, we have a week and a half, 2 weeks in South America at the end of the month, and then we're done for the year.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what made it one of the greatest going out with Seven Dust?
Oh, those dudes are just aside from being one of the best bands out there, they're just like some of the most awesome dudes you could ever tour with, man. We got to tour with them back in like late 99, 2000. They took us under their wing and we had such a blast with them. And it was just so cool to get to tour with them after 20 plus years.
Is that weird or what? Think that you've been doing this that long that you can say that? When you first started playing music, I mean, could you ever conceive being here at this point in time, much less playing music at this point?
Not at all. This is the last thing I thought I'd do for a living, man. I was going to school trying to get my degree in computer science. That didn't work out, so I went to a trade school to learn drafting. That didn't work out, and then I was just like, fuck, what am I going to do in my life? And that shit started happening for the band. I was like, well, let's see where this goes.
Nice.
And 20 plus years later, here I am still playing music for a living.
I know.
It's crazy.
At one of the biggest festivals in the country.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And so what was that moment in time in life where you found music? Do you remember a specific moment?
Probably 12, 13. A buddy of mine that I knew in elementary school, he'd moved out of the neighborhood and then around that time moved back. And he was a metalhead. Turned me on to, Sabbath, Scorpions. And then at the same time, my neighbors were skater punks.
Nice.
And so they built a half pipe in their backyard and would skate while blasting Dead Kennedys, Circle Jerks, Black Flag. So that was my exposure to extreme music.
What's funny is back in the day for me, back in the 80s when that whole OC scene was going on, I was a long hair. I wasn't even allowed to go to those shows, but I wanted to. But then we had this band that brought us all together that's playing here tonight fucking Slayer.
Yeah.
And then you could finally have the punks and the metalheads together.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I remember that. And, bands like DRI.
Oh, yeah,
Cryptic
one of my
Slaughter,
favorites.
Yeah, the DRI crossover record. That just says it all right there.
Yeah, 100%. So I was check this out, because you would probably know about this. I was at the first crossover show ever that was at the Sun Valley Sportsman's Lodge in the Valley in L.A., and it was like this Elks Lodge.
Yeah.
No security. And you had 3 punk bands, 3 metal bands. First time ever you had punk and metal in the same venue. You had COC pre-Pepper.
Nice.
You had Suicidal pre-crossover. And you had the Descendants.
Nice.
And then on the metal side, you had Possessed, Dark Angel, and Savage Grace.
Yeah.
Most epic show ever. Even when I talked to Woody and Mike, I'm like, let me tell you about this thing that I really remember. You probably don't remember. And they're like, that was like an Elks Lodge, wasn't it? That was the most epic show ever. And I'm like, that is the coolest shit that the band remembers stuff like that.
Yeah.
Was there an iconic moment in your career that you remember like that?
Yeah. I mean, the tour itself was just monumental for me. We were on tour with Pantera, Slayer, and Morbid Angel, 3 of my favorite bands of all time. But the icing on the cake was to get to play on that tour. We got to play Long Beach Arena.
Nice.
And one of my favorite records was recorded there, Iron Maiden's Live After Death.
Yes.
And
I was at that show too, where it was recorded.
And just waking up in the morning and walking into the arena, and like, whoa! Like I sat up there, but I tried to smoke weed out of toilet paper. I was a stupid kid. Me and my friend, we didn't have papers, we didn't have weed. It was like coughing our lungs out, trying to smoke weed. But yeah, and then getting to play, and then I got to do the whole Bruce Dickinson "Scream for Me, Long Beach."
I know, right? That's like the most memorable saying in my head from an album,
Right? Yeah. So that was total epic moment for me.
So now Bruce is gonna have to this weekend "Scream for Me, Sacramento."
Yeah, they were just in LA yesterday, I think.
They were actually. I was down in LA because I was covering the last No Effects show, and somebody invited me to go to Maiden in LA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm heading up to Sacramento. I'll see them there. But it's funny. I was interviewing Richie from Priest the other day for Aftershock. I couldn't even believe it because I saw Maiden and Priest so many times in the 80s. I could have sworn it was always them together. And he's like, the last time that they were playing the same day at the same concert was 1981.
Wow.
And they're doing it here at Aftershock.
Nice. Very cool.
And they're doing it just for you guys.
Yeah, right.
So I also saw, a couple of your influences were Jeff and Kerry, who are very different guitarists. Love them both. Always have. What did you like about Jeff's style, and what did you like about Kerry's style?
It was just the way they influenced me was when I was a kid, I had a shitty little record player, and I couldn't really hear the bass guitar. And so I would just play the guitar parts. And so I quickly figured out that I couldn't keep up playing fingerstyle with that, So I picked up a pick, and it's because of those two guys that I can play 1,000,000 miles an hour now.
Nice.
Because I tried to keep up with them.
Yeah, I know when I was learning how to play guitar, I was like, fuck, I'll never play as fast as them, man.
That intro to Chemical Warfare.
Yeah. How about Aggressive Perfector, too?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I always love the dueling guitars, too.
I love the way they traded solos.
No doubt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And here they are. Are you going to be up there for them tonight?
I hope they'll let me sneak up there. I don't know. Maybe I'll get lucky and somebody will confuse me for Kerry again.
I know, right?
It's his fault. He told me how to grow the beard. It's his fault.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just get up on stage and just pick up his guitar and they think it's you?
Yeah. I'd be like, oh shit, what do I do now?
Oh man. Yeah, so Slayer was supposed to play Later in Life, and Hurricane Helene hit that.
Oh, wow.
Like, I live in Florida. I left Florida to go to Louder and got hit by the hurricane.
Dude.
Now I'm here. I just was watching a video before our interview of 4 blocks from my radio studio. There was a tornado just ripping through. But the studio didn't get touched, thank God.
Good.
I'm here. I don't know if my car's still there, but we'll find out when I get home.
Right. Wow.
So what else you guys got going on after Aftershock that we want to tell the listeners about?
South America at the end of the month. And then that's it. We're done
and
for
you're
the year.
wrapped for the year.
Yeah.
And
I got to be back here on Sunday because I got to do a set with Fear Factory.
Oh, yeah. That's
so I got to fly. I fly out tomorrow morning, and then Saturday night I fly back in, play the show with Fear Factory like at 4:45, and then go back to the airport and jump on a plane at 10:30, and I think I'll be home by midnight.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the life, right? You know?
Yeah, hey, hell of a way to make a living.
What I always want to know from somebody like you is, you know, you kind of get in the zone when you're a musician on stage. How do you sit there and differentiate when you're in multiple bands, you know, being in the right zone or mindset of that band?
It helps that the different things that I do are totally different vibes.
Yeah.
Static's more of a bouncy groove, have fun type band. You know, Fear Factory is more technical, more syncopated, guitars and drums, very precise. That helps me separate the two.
There you go. And do you find that you have like more passion for playing after all these years because you do different projects opposed to doing the same thing over and over again?
Yeah, I always love doing different things, and I'm lucky I'm in the situation I am right now because both these bands scratch different itches of mine that I love equally. You know, I can play fast, brutal shit with Fear Factory, and then do some fun, bouncy, groovy shit with Static.
Yeah, and see, that's what I'm saying. That's why I would think it's like, because we all have multiple facets to our personality, and even music likes. You can be the biggest metalhead ever. It doesn't mean you don't like other stuff. I think people don't understand that. They think, oh, we just like metal, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I had that attitude when I was like 14.
Me too. Like, I remember, okay, so Crew's going to be playing this festival. First club show I ever went to was Crew at the Roxy before they had an album.
Oh, wow.
When they were still like horror punk, okay? And then I went to Slayer's first show ever. And after that, I was made to burn any Motley Crue shit. You know, my bro was like, we got to burn your shit. I'm like, why? You can't have that fucking Motley Crue shit anymore, okay? And then we'd go to shows, and somebody'd walk in with Motley Crue shirt, you'd grab it off him, throw it up to Tom, and he would, like, burn it on stage.
Yeah, it was very tribalistic back then.
I know, right? I like it, you know, I like it better now.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
It's cool that, like, we can go and see different things and be part, like, I can go to a Dead Kennedys show like I just did recently, and it's cool.
Yeah.
You know, and have a good time. And then next week I'm at Static X, and, you know, so I like it better that way because we all have. So that's why I say, as a musician, you must love playing different types of music.
As a musician, it's cool to be open to different things because you never know what you can learn from somebody playing another style.
Yeah, no doubt. So tell everybody how they can reach out to you guys and Fear Factor, to socials, web, merch, all that stuff.
Yeah, staticx.org. Don't forget the hyphen between Static and the X. where you get all the news for us. Fear Factory, I think it's just fearfactory.com. And we're all on the Facebooks and the Instagrams, the tweeters.
I want the tape trading days to come back.
Yeah, right? Oh, there's tapes to come back. How's that?
Well, like, they did that during COVID, too, when you couldn't get the vinyl. Bands were all of a sudden started making cassette tapes. That was wild.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here at Aftershock, and, man, doing double duty here at Aftershock. I love it. And thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.